Somebody was disappointed the other day when I didn't show how I turned down the adapter from my Evolution Rage blade on my miter saw. So I thought I'd show you another process that I'm using. I want to trim this piece down, and this is going to go into part of my exhaust system, but it's way too big around. The inside diameter is perfect for my tailpipe, but it's too big for this bolt to go on. So we got a piece of copper tubing which just happens to slide in there nicely and happens to slide over this bolt nicely, and I made it long enough so it brings it down here to my threads. So if I can find my nut that I just had here, now I'm going to take my nut. Probably should have cleaned the threads on this thing first. Yeah, I'll have to do a little cleanup. But the idea is I'm going to run this nut all the way down to here, and that'll leave a little bit of shaft sticking out that I can mount in the lathe. I'll get this cleaned up, put this on, and I'll show you what we're doing on the lathe. How's that? Now, I want you to see that this piece is not perfectly flat. Actually, if I bring it over this way, you can see it's got a fair amount of wobble. But I think we can still do the job. What do you think? We'll find out together. Now, using my fine measuring device, I actually do have a digital one. I have measured the inside diameter of the pipe that I want to fit this into. And this is the pipe right here. This is the inside diameter. It just fits in there. And so I've got to take this down so this will just fit inside there, and I can weld it in there. Now, thankfully, it's inside of where these screw holes are. So I'm going to set my first cut just inside of those screw holes and see if we can't part that off of there, and then we'll sneak up on it, as they say. So here we go. I'm sure this isn't the right way to do it, but it's the only way I know how at the moment. Oh, wait a minute. I want to bring it up here, and I'm going to bring this in. And let me turn this just a little bit so I get the, yep. So I'll get it just inside of where those screw holes are on this. Yep. And because this is for exhaust system, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, you know. So let's see what happens. I see what's happening. It's not cutting very fast because, whoa, I'm caught here. Because it's catching and sliding down on this copper tubing. I squished it so that this was tight. Eventually it's going to push it down here where it's already squeezed out a little bit more. Maybe that's what I'll just let it do. Keep on pushing till I get it down there, you know. We'll see what happens. I'll bring you back. Okay, we have the same basic setup, but I put a different spacer in here. And let's see what happens. This spacer is actually pushing against this hub, so it won't be sliding on our copper like it was before. We're coming at it from the opposite side. didn't know what you're doing, probably you should look the other way. Well, I have a confession to make. Of course, I did show you the whole thing, and I had to switch back and forth between different cutters and doing it different ways. Well, we got her done. Well, my confession is that I was having so much fun with the lathe. I forgot to measure it. I was sneaking up on it, and it was getting really close. It only needed to take a little bit more off, and I didn't measure it the last time. And so I went a little bit over. But you know what? Ain't no big deal. It fit in well enough that we could weld it in place. And so that takes care of that end of the tailpipe. Yeah, I decided I'm going with a standard round pipe. I did clean up that that other piece, and it don't look too bad. It's actually stainless, I guess, but it's, you know, it's got a lot of scuff marks in it, and it's not quite really what I wanted. So we'll save it for another project. Thanks for watching. Bye now.